Okay, you guys did 10 already? Okay, good. Good. Well, we're just going to go through it one more time. Abimelech was, we know, Gideon's son, right? And remember what he did? Killed all his brothers and had his, so he had his brethren appoint him as king. And we know what a mess happened after that, the mess that was made. And so here is some more history. So verse 1 says, now after Abimelech died, Tola the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar, arose to save Israel, and he lived in Shamir in the hill country of Ephraim. So when I see the word save, it is in the Hebrew Strongs is 8467. And uh-huh. Yes. So the word is kum. So he came to make them whole again. So we know the word save, when I look it up in my Strongs, it means whole. So he came to make them whole. So we look at the word just save and we think, oh, he came to rescue them. Yeah, but we know that holistic is what? Mind, body, and soul. We keep living as if we are a dichotomy. Like this month is they've declared it mental health awareness and asthma and allergy awareness, right? But shouldn't you be aware every day your mental health is imperative to existing, right? Your physical health is imperative to you, to your very existence, and your spiritual health is imperative to existing here and in eternity. So we keep operating like we're three and four different aspects of a person, but holistic health is very important. So we know that, yeah, we see where he sees that it's important, right? Holistic. So let's just kind of start adopting that. Holistic. So saving us, when Yah sent Yeshua to save us, he sent him to make us whole, holistically, body, mind, and soul. What we eat, what we drink, how we think, how we operate in totality. Because right, if I'm missing an eye, I'm handicapped, right? My peripheral vision is gone. If I'm missing a leg, even though I have an artificial one, I'm deficient somewhere. So he comes to make us whole. So after Abimelech made a mess, we keep seeing how, yeah, I keep sending judges to, okay, make my people whole again. Make them whole again. Make them whole again. Okay, so then he came and he judged them. Verse 2. He judged Israel 23 years. Then he died and was buried in Shamir. When we see the word judge, the word judge is safat, and it's your Hebrew Strong's 199. And so it's to vindicate. He came to judge, well, to vindicate, to pronounce. Again, to make them whole and pronounce the decrees of Yahuwah, and to rule, to show them how to live, to judge, to weigh out their actions, show them where they wrong. We don't never want nobody to show us where we wrong at. We don't want accountability. We want accountability after we make a mess. We do. Oh, so why you didn't tell me? Because you wasn't listening. You didn't want to hear me. So we want accountability after we done gone way too far. Why didn't nobody tell? Because you was flipping birds and flying F-bombs because you didn't want nobody to say nothing to you. And now it's a mess. And we're gonna see later on in the chapter what happens, what Yah finally did to him too. So he's so practical. It's not hard. It's like you read the words, you just kind of read over it. But when you know what these words mean, you can put it into everyday terms and like, he sound like my mama or my dad. Like, oh, I'm your father or your mother. I care for you. Um, but okay, you want to do what you want to do? Go right ahead. Have at it. And it says, so verse 3 says, after him, Jair the Gileadite arose and judged Israel 22 years. And he had 30 sons who rode on 30 donkeys. And he had 30 cities in the land of Gilead that are called Havoth Jair to this day. And Jair died and was buried in Chemon. So we look at verse 4, and you just go over that, right? But who, we look at scripture in, I think it's when Yeshua's getting ready to ride in on the palm, on the Friday before they executed him, persecuted him. And he told him to go get a donkey, right? What did a donkey represent? What did you ride a donkey when you were doing what? Coming in peace as well. Horses are for war. A donkey mean you coming in peace. A donkey isn't a vessel of war. So when you look at verse 4, he had 30 sons who rode on 30. It was peace while he reigned. His sons were all peaceful. They rode on donkeys. Nobody was, they weren't high and lofty. They weren't coming to wage war. That's why Yah told them when they took the census, when Dawid took the census, and they don't count horses and chariots. We don't trust in horses and chariots because horses and chariots meant military might. So the donkeys meant that they weren't waging war. It was peaceful while they were waging. So you can go look at the significance of a donkey, and then look at the significance of the number 30. So this is how I'm just showing you how I study. So you can go into the lesson. You write your own lesson, because then it'll start popping up in your head like, oh wow, okay. Yeah, the donkeys and the third, yeah. So those things start popping out at you, and y'all, if you like numbers or you want to know what something means, whatever gift or ability, whatever gift that you naturally have inside, he'll incline that, and you'll start, okay, 30, what does that mean? I like numbers always trigger something in my head. So I'm like, let me see what that means. And we know that watching the scriptures, the donkey has horses and chariots. They came chasing them out on horses and chariots out of Mizraim, remember? And drowned them. We just read that in our responsive reading about the horses and the chariots, and he drowned them. So that's verse 4. And then he died and was buried in Kaman. Then the sons of Israel again did. So you look at the word did. 62:13. Ashah. They executed. Means they intentionally did it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm walking, I trip over this rug and I didn't see it. They did it with intent. The sons of Israel again did evil. When we look at the word evil, we're still in verse 6. And that is your Hebrew Strong's word, number 7415. And the word for evil is ra. So they executed mischievous or displeasing acts before Yahuwah, be in the sight of Yahuwah. So you did it intentionally in his face, like the kids do sometimes. It's like, oh, you just gonna sit there. I say, stop. You say what? You know I don't like you saying what, and you still looking at me like I told you not to. You know better than to say what to me. So eventually, when I pop you, don't cry, kind of thing. That's what they did. They did it intentionally in his face, and then when he get him, and he like, oh, but that hurt it. Yeah, I want it to hurt. They intentionally in the sight of Yahuwah, because we know it says his eyes go where? To and fro, everywhere. Sit high, look low. Even the intents of our heart aren't hidden from him. So even if you didn't do it, if you sat and watched it happen in your heart, you were participating, right? Because if you're amongst it, then you're okay with it. So even the ones that didn't actively act it out, if y'all sat around and watched it, you was doing it too, because you remove yourself from it, right? So they did it in his face, and they served the Baals and the Ashtaroths, the gods of Aram, the gods of Sidon, the gods of Moab, the gods of the sons of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines. Thus they forsook Yahuwah. We look at the word served. No, look at the word for sook. I didn't write down the word for serve. The definition for serve. But it is your Hebrew Strong's 5647. But they forsook, which is your Hebrew Strong's 5800. The word is azab. So they loosened their grip, or they're the fortifying. Yeah, we're securely fastened to him when we have emunah or faith in him. They loosened their grip on their faith, is what it says. And they relinquished the grip, or they just left it destitute. They just forsook it. They left all of what they knew to go after these heathen Els, these Els, not Elohim, but these foreign gods, because they're in a land where they've come and driven the people out of the land so that they could come in and worship in spirit and truth the way Yahuwah had showed them in the wilderness. They forsook everything they knew, and then it's like baking a cake. You mess around and don't put the salt or the leaven, or don't put the egg in, or don't put the sugar in. You forget how to make this cake, it's gonna come out a mess. So they made a mess, is what they actually did. And so they served the other gods. And so they forsook Yahuwah and did not serve him. They didn't serve him after all that he had did. They came out of Mizraim. What they do first, though? He said in Exodus that they cried out, which means he heard them, which means he sees and hears. They cried. He did something. I'm on this. It's not a tangent. It's just starting to resonate more and more and more. Why Yah said, faith without works is dead. Words without deeds are empty words. If I say I love you and I don't do something to show you I love you, I'm just talking. If I say that I trust Yah and he tell me to walk over here, go out the door, and I stand behind the door, I don't trust him. So I am showing people, kids and everybody else on this whole thing, don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. I am given 5 senses to do just that. To taste, see, smell, and prove that what you say or the evidence before me is true or not. So if I see a particular behavior that is contrary with what is right, I have been given reason by Yah. He's given me the ability to reason, right? Cognition, to say whether or not, okay, but based on evidence, it's true they love Yah. She walked out the door, not stood behind the door going, what if a lion come? We're making excuses. No, I trust that on the other side, whatever you say is over there for me, is there for me, so I go. So we see that what forsook mean, that's the word azab. And it says, verse 7, and the anger of Yahuwah burned against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, into the hands of the sons of Ammon. We're on this kick now, and we have been. Yeah, we were the captivity that we're in. We so mad about it, right? But there's evidence that he sold us into the hands of our captors because of our what? We keep forgetting. Zakar. We don't remember. We forget. Like, real quick we forget. It's like we forget. We get out the water from drowning halfway and we'll jump right back in like, oh, I forgot. Like, it's deep right there. We forget. So it said his anger burned. Look at the word burn in verse 7. It is charah. And it is your Hebrew Strong's number 2734. So, I mean, he started to glow or glow warm. Then he blazed, and then his anger got hot. We all know how that feels, right? When you kind of like a slow burn, simmer. It's like, I'll do something like that with a kid. I'm like, we'll see how long they're going to keep walking over this box right in the middle of the floor. Okay, you walked over it, go. You're going to keep on. Then you fall over, and then you cry. Didn't you see the box? Why you didn't move the box? Now you're frustrated. I don't even care that you scraped your knee. Go wash it off. I'm not going to even attend to it. Go fix yourself, because you've seen it right there. You've seen it in your way. So the word burn, charah. It said, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, in the hands of the sons of Ammon. So he basically turn you over to your reprobate heart, right? Let you have your heart's desire. You want to serve those elves, and you want to do what they doing over there, and you act like what I'm telling you is a hard task. But really, all of the boundaries that he set for us are for our protection. And then we get mad because we have boundaries, and within the boundaries there is protection. Verse 8. And the sons of Ammon, no, it says verse 8, and they afflicted and crushed the sons of Israel that year. For 18 years they afflicted all the sons of Israel who were beyond the Jordan in Gilead, in the land of the Amorites. Afflicted. The word afflicted, here it says afflicted, but the word is vexed, and it's ra'atz. It's your Strong's number 7492. And basically, it means they harassed them. They broke them into pieces, dashed into pieces. So, when somebody say, oh, you vex my soul, they vex you. They harass you. They irk you. They trouble you. They press you until, make uncomfortable, sad, whatever it is. If I can find your little spot. I'm gonna push, 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 push it, and that's what they did. They vexed them. They anything and everything. Probably after they got in the mess, and it's like, okay, we made a bad move. No, now we gonna commit every sin, every abomination. We gonna do it. And so that's what they did. They vexed them, and they broke them into pieces. Broke them, like I just said. He sent someone to make them whole, holistically whole. Well, he handed them over to somebody that went ahead and separated and divided every component of them. Probably you think of like now, food, healthcare, water, what they teaching your children in school. All of these things. I was just looking at how they're talking about the oh my God, the temperance water, the temperance plant they want to build at. And so I'm on the whole thing where we're trying to figure out why. We're leading in diabetes, heart condition, asthma, high blood pressure. Even when we're healthy and work out, we are the highest in stress. We have strokes. And it's because of all of the trauma that we have trapped in our life, in our DNA, not in our DNA, but you can pass on generational trauma from behaviors, beliefs, belief systems. So it's psychological and it affects your body because what you think, right? So are you. What I eat, so am I. All of these things are components. So holistically, we're sick as a people. They want to take our water and they tell us we're vitamin D deficient. Well, you chlorinate my water, which removes the magnesium, which helps absorb the vitamin D. So you do this to a particular people congregated in a particular area, and then you get the outcome that you want because the statistics prove that, and they are meant to prove what they're trying to show, right? That is their hypothesis that these people are this way. So now we have to put them in this particular group and show you how. Well, they're showing you. So why? Why are we vexed? They're vexing us now with our food, GMO food. You eating paper. That's all it is. You eating paper. If you eating GMO food, you're eating a photocopied piece of fruit without the original nutrients in it. Just watered down, watered down. And so then we think linear thinking versus secular thinking, cyclical thinking is intelligence, but we've gotten dumber, sicker. We do. We've gotten sicker. People used to live to be 90 and 95 and healthy and had their right mind. Now you don't know who you are. But I said, when I get out of here, I at least want to know who I am. I want to know. I want to know the kids, and I want to know myself. I might want to forget some other people, but I want to know myself and my family. You know what I mean? So these things, they working on us. They working on us, and so we have to go back to the word, to the inception of it. We've been handed over to be vexed until we do what's coming up next. It says, verse 10, then the sons of Israel cried out to Yahuwah, saying, ooh, we have sinned against thee, for indeed we have forsaken our Elohim and served Baals. And he said, verse 10 says, they cried out, and the cry is Za'ak. So it shrieked. They announced it publicly, and they assembled, and in an assembly said the son said it. They assembled and called out. And then we'll listen to his response in 11. He said, and Yahuwah said to the sons of Israel, did I not deliver you from the Egyptians, the Amorites, the sons of Ammon, and the Philistines? I delivered you from them. Then you wanted to go play with their little trinkets over here. I gave you back to them. That's what what it says, your heart, where your hearts are, your treasure is also, and what's inside will eventually come out. So you showed me what you want to do. I gave you what you wanted. When you don't like when you're given what you've asked for, but you asked for it. You sure do, or start what you play with too. Yes, play with fire, you get burnt. He said, I've given you to the hands of them, yet you have forsaken me and served other gods. Therefore, I will deliver you no more. Said he would deliver them no more. So he told them 14, go and cry out to the gods that you have chosen. You chose them, right? Let them deliver you in the time of your distress. So we look at the word 77. Forgot to write from the name of the word, but the word chosen. Sorry. So the word is it's the Hebrew Strong's number 977. But go to you who you have appointed or who you've joined together with. You appointed this person your El. You chose them. You appointed them for a time over you. So go on ahead. And he said, and cry unto them and let them deliver you in the time of your distress. Continue in your season. Let them deliver you in your season. Because I done did it already. I hear you crying. I come. Hear you crying. Come like the boy you cry wolf. Okay, okay. And then, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then I save you. And then you do it again. Although he knows our hearts. He knows what we will do. But I think that's the evidence of love too. If I show you how much I love you, then you'll just do what you know is right for you, not even for me. You just do what you know is right. But looks like these necks is stiff, huh? So 15 says, and the sons of Israel said to Yahuwah, we have sinned. Do to us whatever seems good to thee. Only please deliver us this day. What does that show you about what they knew about Yah? He said, just you save us. Do whatever you feel is. You would rather be in the hands of your Elohim for correction, not wrath, but for the correction. Do whatever you think, which what seems correct for you, than the hands of your enemy. Because the hands of your enemy that has no mercy. They at least have that much sense afterwards, right? We know that you love us. And ain't that like us in relation to each other as well? Because family, like, you'll be meaner to your family member than you will to a stranger. I say that all the time. I said, don't be talking nice to strangers and then get home and talk crazy to me. Right. Talk crazy to the waitress. Talk crazy to the representative on the phone. Don't talk crazy to me. Talk to her crazy. Oh, yeah. And I do it sometimes. I do. That Hebrew woman, that other part of her come out. Be on the phone. I said, oh, you can say thank you, excuse me. You better be nice to me when you're asking me for something. If you know how to be nice to a stranger on the phone, because we'll be nicer to somebody who don't care about us, not probably ever gonna see us again, and then get home want to be mean to somebody and ask for something to eat. We have to learn how to flip that too. Even going to work, like you'll be nicer to the guys at work, and then your husband asks you, like what? Like what you want? Or answer the phone, but you're nicer to strangers. No. So we know that we'll be mean to the people that love us, and then then cry out to the very person that love us when the strangers mistreat us. We need to reverse that. We good at that too. Both men and women. Children do it too. 15, he says, do whatever seems good. And the word do, we know the word do. We just got through singing the word, the Shema, right? So Shema means hear, right? So hear, and Asa means do. And it means become or exercise. Exercise whatever seems right. Exercise what you feel like is right for us. Exercise it. Do it, please. Because we know we messed up. Whoop me. I used to do that when I was a kid. I hated to be on punishment. My cousin back there laughing at me. I did. I hated to be on punishment. I'd be like, can I just get a whooping? Nope, going in that room. I just wanted to go play. Whoop me, it's over. Because I knew, and I know my heart, I knew I had chosen. I knew when I did something I didn't have no business doing. I would do it though, because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get a whooping and I'll be over with. They said, no, I can't go. I'm going to go anyway. And I'm gonna come back late and I'm just gonna get a whooping and I'll be cool tomorrow. Nope, go sit in that room. But that was the thing, I was asking for you to execute what I knew I deserved. So they knew they deserved chastisement. And they're really from Yah, then they enemy. Because you get turned over to your enemy. He hates you. So we look at the characteristics of our enemy. Who is our enemy? He's fallen. He hates mankind. He's the adversary. He hates Yah. He mad. And all he wants, just like he got here, is to still kill and destroy. And he wants your worship. He wants your praise. He don't just want, it's one thing to identify him, but he wants to be recognized and elevated. And so we have to think about that. We can't elevate the enemy. We can't give him any room because he is rude. He gonna walk all on your shoes. You tell him don't sit on my couch. He gonna stand on your counter. He just gonna do it. He gonna, everything you say don't do. You say I don't like apples, he gonna give you apples. You say, I love oranges, he gonna give you grapes. He not gonna give you what you want. He'll say that to get you, but after that, he's gonna destroy you. He's horrible. So verse 16 says, so Yah, so they put away their foreign elves from among them and served Yah, and he could bear the misery of Israel no longer. So they put away, verse 16, put away. So are 5493 is the number, and you can see, you can look in one scripture. I put Hosea 9:12. They turned off, or they declined the other elves. They turned off their hearts to the elves, and then it said Yah could bear their misery no longer. He could bear their misery, which is 59.99 amal, their weary effort. He could bear their worrying of their mind and the labor. He got tired of watching them sad. Okay, he told them, you go cry out to them. But after a while, he saw how sad and weary they were. He loved them enough. He had pity on them. And we knew the foreign meant strange or heathendom, and the word is nakar, and it's 52:36. So he saw he couldn't bear their misery anymore, and it looks like how he is with us. Every time we cry out, and he said, okay, that's enough. And that's what anyone with a heart for you that loves you, you could be mad, and eventually it's like, you know what, but I do love them. You know what, oh, I can't see them like that. Let me go and give them some, let me rescue them, let me feed them, or let me do whatever it is they need. Even with our kids, I'd be like, figure it out. I used to tell my kids that sometimes they be having making plans. I'm gonna go to this, and we're gonna do this, and this weekend. You ain't told me what you're doing. I said, well, make sure I'm your last resort if you need a way home. Figure it out, because you didn't inquire with me before you did it. You just get on the best way you know how. But after they done called 5 or 6 people and they said no, I'm like, well, I can't leave my babies at the mall, or I'm gonna have to go get them. But I make them worry, like, dang, how I'm gonna get home. I said, you ain't got no money to get back on the bus. I bought shoes. You didn't think about keeping enough money to get on the bus to get on. You better start walking. Call me when you get to this street. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go get them. But that's how y'all do us. Okay, look, I can't do it. I can't let them be hungry. I can't let them walk all the way home. Then the sons of Ammon were summoned, and they camped in Gilead. And the sons of Israel gathered together and camped in Mizpah. And the people of the leaders of Gilead said to one another, who is the man who will begin to fight against the sons of Ammon? Then they get goofy again. Who's the man that's going to do it? Didn't you just watch him destroy them? Gideon destroyed them with lights and lanterns. They killed themselves. As soon as he say he gonna deliver us, as soon as we see the oppression lifting, we're like, we looking for a leader again. Well, who gonna do it? Who gonna do it for us? How about we all do it? We all do it with one concise mind, all together collectively. Say, okay, if y'all ask us to do it, we all are in agreement. But we always looking for somebody else to do something else, and so that's where we see the problem comes in. Everybody's sitting around waiting for the other one to do it. And he says, he shall become head over all the inhabitants of Gilead. Yah is the head, and he appoints a leader. But they go looking for the leader. Yah is the leader. He is the one that's going to deliver us. Not who going to do it. Let's watch what Yah going to do. And so, just going through the 10, and you guys who have already went through it, it just turns on the light again. Like I said, the linear thinking. We don't think about it's cyclical, and every round elevates you. But if you keep walking straight, you're not gonna get nowhere. But if you start watching and paying attention to patterns and cycles, you'll see things and you'll recognize, hey, you know what? I'm about to start doing this. Hey, let me get on back to this. So I just wanted to, we're done, just walk you guys through the lesson that way, because it just helps bring it together instead of me having to think about, like, okay, let me put a lesson together, let me make this live this way. We see that all the treasure is here, and it might, like I said, it's holistically, it's not, it can be applied today, yesterday, 500 years from now, because this happened then, but it's still relevant right now as applies today. We do it all the time. And so, just in prayer and intentionality, we just need to stay, just stay thinking about ourselves as a whole person. We're saved. We're saved by the blood, the regenerative, that has the regenerative power to keep us whole, keeps us mind, body, soul, all together. So when you obey these laws, statutes, and commandments, when you eat the way He has appointed you to eat, your body heals. I was just talking to one of my sisters talking about, you know what, that is true. This does get rid of inflammation. This does do this. First thing the doctor want to do, cut you, write a prescription, write a prescription. But if we do what this Bible say, then healthcare, you don't, the money for research and all this stuff, you don't need all that. You can create holistic people, and we can have a thriving community of people, but they make money off sick people, right? Sick, don't know where they're going. Make us sick. Just like motivational speakers, they want to tell you how to be whole, but this right here can tell you how to be whole. I don't need you to talk to me. You need to, I can't just hear it and not do it. And then so they keep, but people do, and then they pay for a pep talk. And you come back $75 later and pay for another one, another pep talk. Yes. So thank you, ladies. And we'll wait for the men